support our businesses and protect them, and then everyone's called a white supremacist? I'm sorry, but we're not white supremacists. Well, I guess I'm not. Yes, I am, because the term nowadays, white supremacist, means you're a patriot. So I have a sign that I do carry sometimes, and I say proud white supremacist, because a white supremacist is a patriot. And I don't appreciate defining people by their race, by their sex, by their beliefs, by their values, etc. We are all Americans, and I think coming with a resolution like that divides our city even further. And I don't appreciate the suggestion. And I had no intent to speak, but now I'm mad. So anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate you allowing me to speak. Thank you.
Okay, so for context, which I'm gonna give you a spoiler, will not make what she said make much sense. She was speaking in response to a resolution stating that the town of Hayden values diversity and condemns racism and quote, white supremacy and any groups that promote it. To which she identified, as she apparently has for some time, Brett, as a proud white supremacist.
See, I want them all to have signs. I want to know. Like, it's kind of troubling. Actually, maybe I'm not. I want the sign ones, because the sign, people holding a sign looks stupid when they're like, this, I went and got this made. Like, I did a project. This is me and a kindergartner did very similar things today, with glitter and paint and like big markers.
I understand that she said all that she said, trying to imply that all the right always says. Let's just move beyond it. If we just ignore it, if we just pretend that it doesn't exist, if we stop getting worked up about racism, we'll all be fine. She said, I don't want people being identified or presumably discriminated against based on their race. The issue is that neutrality in the face of discrimination is bad. Your position is bad, because just saying let's not identify racism allows the continuation of the racism. The harm continues. You're trying to ask all of us to step out of a conflict that will continue, and that's bad. There is a cost to that.
Do you have an issue?
No, I'm just reading the book.
Okay.
I like this.
Okay.
Anything that's in front of my face is my business.
Okay.
Let's see what kind of germs I get from you people. You have to have germs.
It's people like you that are spreading germs.
You must be high up, or maybe you
No,
got
I'm
no
not.
teeth.
No, I'm not.
You're a Gabby Philly?
No, I'm asking no opinion.
Yeah, no, it's still happening. You still come across these sorts of people, especially as in this case, if you are Asian American and you have a population that was always predisposed to racism towards Asian Americans amongst many other groups, but now especially over the past 2 years has been told by some of the most formerly powerful people in the country that it is totally cool to be racist against Asian Americans, especially weaponizing the misinformation that you've heard about the pandemic. And so there in this supermarket video, you see this woman saying, I wonder what kind of germs I'm gonna get off of you people. And so look, this is a small sort of thing, I get it, but it's a lens into the experience that people have every day, that the anti-Asian racism that in many cases escalates to violence has not abated.
The fact that she even, of all the insults that must have been just stewing in her mind, the fact that she would try to claim that they were germy in that kind of way, like that kind of language is what allows other people, when you talk about it like that, it makes you like view a certain type of people as dirty, as lesser than, and that is how you get into like more severe racist territory, obviously, but more violent territory. And that's how people feel justified in, I mean, granted, luckily it didn't escalate to violence in that grocery store, but there have been so many violent attacks on like the Asian American population lately. And so I am really disgusted by her use of the word germy, even though it's just a conversation at a store.
It's Melanie Rattler. I'm a veterinarian. I was a former teacher in Phoenix Union High School District. I'm a cloning expert with 35 years experience. And I was a consultant to the CDC. I've owned a pharmacy. I want to tell you that this vaccine this COVID vaccine is a deadly poison. That's it. I'm just going to tell you that. Everybody that takes it is damaging their immune system. And they're talking about this being given to children now. It's going to destroy them. You need to do more research on it. I'm an expert on it, and I'm telling you, that's what it's doing.
Okay, so I appreciate expertise. I think that our country has turned too far away from it. I have not checked her credentials, but they are robust. She is a teacher and has owned a pharmacy and has consulted with the CDC and is a cloning expert for 35 years. That seems like it goes back to the beginning of cloning then, doesn't it? And all of that has produced a woman who can tell you that it is a deadly poison. No word yet on when all of the people who got vaccinated are supposed to start dying. I don't know, maybe Tucker Carlson will give us an update on that at some point. But she is very sure, based on her expertise that it is not helping, in fact.
And she left all of those jobs by her own volition. She was not asked to resign for ideas that she held and beliefs that she held that I think we're gonna see pretty soon.
Well, I wanna show you where this leads. Almost inevitably, it's a point that Cenk has actually made for quite a while, that when you stir up the crazies, it can come out in a lot of different forms, but the ultimate form is always the same. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where all of this leads in the end? Well, she's gonna turn from vaccines and cloning to obviously critical race theory, and then she's really off to the crazy races. Let's watch.
The next topic is the CRT. I agree with what both of these people said, but you know what? If you want to talk about racism, if you want to bring it in, then let's bring it in. Let's get to the bottom of it. You're talking about white supremacy, okay? Let's get to the very bottom of it. Every one of these things, the deep state, the cabal, the swamp, the elite, you can't mention it. But I will. There is one race that owns all the pharmaceutical companies, and these vaccines aren't safe, they aren't effective, and they aren't free. You know that you're paying for it through the increase in gas prices, the increase in food prices. You're paying for this. And it's being taken from your money and given to these pharmaceutical companies. And if you want to bring race into this, it's the Jews.
Phil Campbell, your comments really need to be related to what the school board can do something about. And this was not something that we can do something about.
One of the best videos ever. The mic drop, it's the Jews. That was good. Her walking away and getting applause.
Yeah.
Some guy was like, I've been waiting for the Jews to come into this. The Chandler County, Arizona school board meeting. At the school board meeting, she's talking about how the Jews control the pharmaceutical companies. She's an expert on cloning and you're pumping poison into yourselves. What are they supposed to do on the school board about that? They're like trying to figure out whether to keep Pizza Fridays. They can't stop the conglomeration of pharmaceutical companies that's outside of their bailiwick.